Hi guys, so today what I'm working on my rotary garden is the legs. I'm working on stabilizing the legs, and how I'm doing that is um, I'm not gluing these because most people would just say, use the PVC glue and it'll be rock hard and whatever. The problem is that if something breaks or if something needs to be adjusted, once you glue it, it's done. So what I've done is taken my handy dandy rigid drill gun and drilled holes, and I'm just using what are these, number 10 1-inch sheet metal screws. I hope I'm getting this right. And so I'm putting them in the joints where I have the couplers, and so I'm putting 2 on each side. I haven't started doing up here at the top. This is the actual top, and then down here, this is the base, and then the other one is over here, which I've got almost completely screwed. I haven't done the top yet because I want to see how it levels first before I secure it. So I'm going to try to level it as best I can. If you look at it right there, you can see there's a little bow right in this area. But the other thing is, I'm also going to need to put like a back angle on this to arch this up and that one up to give it kind of a little extra support, so it doesn't, to kind of, the arch is a little bit stronger than just a straight line. So we'll do that, and that's the roller for the other side, and then this is the rollers for the other side. So I made some changes to the connectors, the pieces that go between the bases. I made them shorter because the rollers on both sides were riding up against here really close, and of course that would interfere with its ability to roll. So I took off about 4 inches, which should give me 2 inches inward or outward on each side. So the good thing is I haven't secured these pieces either yet, because I want to go ahead and get the width properly before I firm up my plans. And the good thing is, all of those pieces over there that you see here and here, those are pieces from my A-frame that I cannibalized for this, since we're going for a rotary indoor approach. And so next is working on the behemoth collars, because the ones that I had in there before to protect the roots, they just weren't right. And so I want to try to do this a little better. And so the ones that are kind of okay, I'm going to leave them alone for this first time, and then put new ones in. And then when I start on my next unit, I will have so many more better insights as to what to do. Now, I had somebody, and I apologize, my memory is not so good because of the chronic fatigue syndrome, but they asked how I'm going to rotate this if these are all free floating, which they are. I mean, this rod is much larger than this hole, and so I actually heated up the rod and slid it on there to make it nice and firm. But that's not where the rotation is going to come from. It's not going to come from here. This is just going to be a passive rolling system, because if it was a rolling system, it would have to go all the way down to the other one and so forth. So what I'm actually going to do is, that's the inside, but on the outside, which would be up here, I'm going to put gears around the hole, and then I'm going to actually have a motor. Since it sits right here, the motor's going to stick out like this with a not a clutch, but another gear, and it's going to turn, and then it's going to turn to this. As I've said before, my two major stopping points right now are that I'm not good with motors and I'm not good with water pumps. So timing the water and the turning was a sticky widget for me. But, and another thing, just so you know, when you go to some place and they're the professionals, and they tell you something that just doesn't seem right, don't argue with them. You know, they know what they know, and you know, I'm a nurse. I was a critical care nurse, and what I knew neuro, which is neurology, your brain, all that. But I was not good with the, you know, like, my area of expertise was not like the heart or the liver or, you know, the medical side. It was more just about neurological function, which is complicated enough. But that's why we have specialties. We're good in certain areas, and so these people are good at what they're doing. And the place that I went to, they were very nice. And the guy, unfortunately, his experience was all working with just big industrial strength stuff. So when I asked him, how do I get a motor that goes, you know, 90 rotations per minute, he kind of looked at me like, oh my God, you need a clutch and you need a throw flywheel and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, I'm looking for something like a rotisserie motor that you see like at Boston Market or something like that. And he went, oh, well, don't they have like slow down gears and stuff like that? And I said, no. And I showed him a picture, and so he said, well, yeah, they may have them. I just don't know what they are. And so at that point, we both learned from it. And instead of me fighting him and going, you're wrong, look at this. And he was really cool about it. And he's like, hey, when you find out, he says, come back to me and give me a call or whatever. He's like, let me know. I want to learn about that. But if I don't know about it, I can't ask about it. And that's true about anything. I love, in nursing especially, you know, or in anything, when you have somebody new and you're like, do you have any questions? And if they've never worked in your environment before, how do they know what to ask? They have to just assume that everything that you guys do is the same as what they do. Perfect example was me working at the VA. You know, I had spent 19 years as a nurse in the civilian world, and, you know, it was pretty much the same from hospital to hospital because all of them could get sued, so they all did it pretty much the same way. At the VA, they do things really different, and it's not always, you know, focused on the veteran. It's focused on ease. But anyway, back to this. So I'm doing the pieces here. I haven't started doing the crossbars yet because I just want to wait on those just until I make sure my length and my width's proper. Because if I have to adjust those things, then I have to change the distances between here. And if I've already started making holes and stuff, it's harder. I just have to start unscrewing everything and screwing it back. So once I get this done and I put it back up and get the measurement done from there, if everything works, then I have to take the rotor down because the pressure pushes stuff in different ways. And then I have to firm up those. Good Lord. The poor floor. Then once this is done, then I can firm this up once the weight's taken off of it because the weight's going to push it and, you know, do that. So I just have one more time of that, and unfortunately my neighbor who helped me all the time, Prithvi, I hope you're out there, he moved up north, smart guy, and so he usually has been helping me, and Prithvi and his girlfriend went to New York, and they're doing a long distance relationship, and I wish them the best, but that's really hard. Not undoable, just hard. Anyway, so that's where I'm at right now. Thank you for watching, and if you like it, like it. If you want to hear more about some of my other projects or whatever, you can subscribe or send me a note or whatever. And I'd love to hear your ideas because nobody knows everything, and what you think is a common sense idea may not be one to me because I don't have anybody around to, you know, bounce things off of. So you can be my idea assistant. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and remember my saying, emotions are gifts you give yourself and nobody can give them or take them away. Love y'all. Bye.